It's Friday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Real Talk.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way
to ease my mind
and help my living.
It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves and to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 382 in a row of the Mark Pyers Real Talk show. And Isma's on, and my man 2031 Wheel is on. If you guys are on Insta, you have to check out 2031 Wheel. This guy is flying around on a single wheel at like 40 miles an hour. It is the coolest stuff in the world. I mean, I really dig his content. I appreciate you being on, my friend. And everybody over on Facebook and on LinkedIn, Periscope, VK, what else do we have here? DLive, Vaughn Live, Facebook twice, Smashcast, and of course, my people on YouTube. And Twitch. Don't forget about Twitch, guys. Twitch is rock and rolling. I mean, seriously, I got to tell you, I'm starting to gather some steam on Twitch. Never did Twitch in my life. And I'm starting to connect with people around the world over there. And it's a slow growth, just like every other platform. But I'm not in any rush, guys. I just show up every day and I just come out with some energy and some light for you. And today I just wanted to chat with you briefly, and we're just going to get into the show. We'll see where it goes. But are you, when you're out looking for a home, when you're looking to try to purchase something, are you just grabbing the phone and calling whoever's on the other end, picking a listing out of the hat and saying, ooh, I'm going to go and call that agent? Or do you try to find someone that you can trust and rely on? I'm starting to think it is the first and not the latter, because I'm seeing still lots of people I know that should be at least calling me before they decide to do something, at least to interview me, and they're not even doing that. So I feel like people just, they have this like new age bug where it's like, I got to do it myself and let me pick up the phone and call that guy. And even when they have a friend who may be a realtor or somebody who they know is a great real estate agent doing a good job, and they still don't even consider calling. So I just think that, to me, there's a disconnect. There's always been a disconnect. At the beginning of Real Talk 382 days ago, I remember bringing this topic up. I said that referrals seem to not exist anymore, where people don't refer people that they trust, someone that they had a good experience with. Now, my friend Nate came on and he said, no, they do. They still do that, so don't think it doesn't happen. It's just not as frequent, because I think, like I said, it's this new gotta have it now caveman mentality. And instead of taking a breath and asking a few questions and seeing if somebody that they know may have a contact, they just go to the bottom of the screen on Zillow and say, oh, I'll call this lady Martha. Oh, I'll call this guy Jack. Oh, my friend Mark, he's a realtor, but I don't want to bother him. He may be too busy. Excuse me, first of all, I want to share something with you. I am never too busy for a new client. If someone wants to go and rent a shack, I am available. I'm always available for my clients. This is what's gotten me in trouble over the years. I go above and beyond for my clients. They take advantage. And look, I mean, I guess if someone's going to do more for you than they should, take advantage. It makes sense. Cross, what's up, my friend? Cross is on YouTube today, guys. You should be joining. Join Crossover on the YouTube channel. And guys, day 382, we're here. I don't think I'm going to be doing a show tonight. Again, it's kind of up in the air at the moment. I'm just going to let you know why. I have to build 20 BeatSeats. 20 BeatSeats. Because the orders just keep growing. I started with 16, and then all of a sudden 2 more came in today, and then 2 more are coming, and I'm saying, that's not it either. Like, there are so many people showing interest right now. If the orders continue, I'm going to be stuck in that BeatSeat shop for the next 2 months building BeatSeats. So we're in the process of trying to make that a little easier on me. But this weekend, it's going to be like, I don't know. I'm going to have to, every night after Real Talk, or if I don't do Real Talk tonight, I'll just be building all night. And it's therapeutic in a way. Like, I know some people would be like, geez, you're building them too, Mark? Yeah, but it is a therapy. Like, seriously, like when I have the stresses of life happen, like the other day, dealing with this client, and when I can go and actually use my hands and create something and build something that someone else out there will get to use, that to me is therapeutic. It's real talk. Building is real talk to me. It's letting out the emotion, even though it's with my hands. And I'm sitting there, I'm sanding down this piece of wood that I put together. I compiled this wood into this box. And, you know, I think that it's very therapeutic when you're doing something like that. But it's time consuming and it's not an effective use of my time. So that is where we're starting to make the foray, and, you know, somebody else is going to be doing it. But in general, 20 have to be built this weekend. So I don't think I'll be on tonight for a show. That being said, I came on early enough today that I'd possibly have enough time to do as much as I need to and maybe still do a little show later. So we'll see. Worst case, you will see me. It's going to be a long drop between today and tomorrow. I won't be live until tomorrow evening for SNL. Saturday Night Live at 10:15 on all platforms. BeatSeat. We're going to be rocking out on that beautiful thing right there. And I can't wait, guys. Every time we have a BeatSeat show, it seems to just get really hot. You know, each show is different. Sometimes it's about the vocals. Sometimes it's about the guitar. Sometimes it's about the looping. Last week was about vocal looping. We did this Brown-Eyed Girl that was pretty solid. And, you know, I just love that I go out this day and I have no idea where we're going to go. And I'm just excited about that. I get this like momentary butterfly effect like within me where I'm just like, holy cow, I'm going on again without a script. Okay, let's go. And I just put the music on. Like I start on Instagram first. I'll do this at the beginning. I'll get Insta going. I'll be like, I'm getting my Instagram peeps. We're going live to the world. Go to YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell because your video is terrible now and so is the audio. And then we do this and then I go right live and then we're into the show. So anybody who is on Insta actually gets about a 10 to 15 second private show before the real talk. Let's see who's on today. My buddy Phil. Oh, Phil said I'm going to be live tomorrow for S&M. S&L, Phil. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Phil's awesome. Phil said he'd be happy to build some BeatSeats with me tonight. He's got no plans. You know what? I should start like a collective where we have like a woodworking shop and anybody wants to come out and build some BeatSeats with me and get some real talk therapy. That's probably what we'd be doing while we're building. We'd just be like chatting about everything, you know? I think the good thing is some people, when I get together, I'm able to talk about some topics I don't talk about here on the show. Like there are some people you can have a discussion about politics with, if you can believe that. There are some people out there that you could have a conversation about politics with. And then for the most part, most people cannot get into that conversation. It starts to get very personal. And then the attacks begin. And I just think it's silly. So, you know, someone like Phil and I think have an open forum when we chat, which is very nice. And I have other friends like that too, where, you know, look, I am open to all perspective. I don't care what you believe. I just hope you believe something. And I hope it's yours. I hope what you believe is yours and not something that was, you know, regurgitated from a story you read online or from some news channel that you tune into on a daily basis. That's what I'm hoping for. Find something for you to believe in and make sure it's yours. Make sure it's true to you and not something you want to be like. You know, I don't know, guys. What's the reasoning for everybody being so hostile? Why? Why can't someone have a conversation? Oh, Phil says he's a fascist. Well, listen, I just believe that we should be able to converse. We should be able to have intelligent conversation, have your own perspective, come from your own corner of the ring. You can come out fighting, but go back afterwards and shake hands. This is what bothered me the most, because I hope you guys don't think you know what my political beliefs are, because I don't have any. I think everybody's out of their minds, okay? But I would say this. When I see stuff like, I'm 41 years old, okay? I grew up with one thing in mind. The highest office in the land in the United States of America is President of the United States. I don't care who's there. That is the highest office in the land, and there's a respect that goes along with that. It went out the window in 2016, and the amount of treason that I see on a daily basis, just what's thrown around by the office. Forget about who's there. It is the office that deserves respect. And it's not there anymore. And I know a lot of people say, well, it's because who's sitting there. No, what's going on is because the country needed what happened, okay? And I know people don't like to hear that, but is what happened because people rebel when they don't like the way things are going. What happened in England? What happened in England? I don't understand Brexit, but can someone explain to me what happened over there? Is that the people rebelling, or was that the government winning? Someone tell me, because when you have a nation who pushes us down with an agenda and it's pushing us down the wrong road and the people are feeling it. I'll tell you what, before this last couple of years here, there were some years where the real estate market was so bad. The stock market was so bad. That affects the real estate market. I'm wondering why we're all not paying attention to the important stuff here. We're like, people are buying homes. The stock market, I heard some people made ridiculous profit last year in the stock market. Like some people over 35, 40% profit. Why isn't anybody talking about how things are going well for our economy? Unemployment rates at the lowest it's ever been. Like these are things that should be the focus for our country, not about who's sitting in the chair. That's stupid. He's going to be there for a few years, then maybe for a few more years, and then he's gone. But it's the future of our country that we should be focused on. And when we are actually performing better than we were for 10 years, I don't know. Why isn't anybody talking about the good stuff? I don't hear any good stuff. I just hear negativity. And this is why, in a way, why this show started. The show started to try to shut down that garbage that's out there. So anyway, that's just my perspective. My man Taj is on. I love it. And who else? We got, come on. I got my people. Listen, I got a story for you guys today. I got some real stories for you. I think we should get into it earlier than we usually do. Why not, right? We can get into some other stuff afterwards, but I'm going to rock some news for you. Because there's a story in here I want to share with you, and this is something that I believe we all miss. Leading with your heart, leading with your intuition, and when you have an idea and you don't act on it, shame on you, shame on me. I'm about to tell you why. You know what, let me switch these two stories just because you guys need to understand what I'm saying here. This is the reason why, okay? In 1997, actually, I'm sorry. In 1997, I was driving to New Haven, Connecticut, and I called my brother. I don't know if my brother ever tunes in, but I called and I spoke to my brother on the phone because halfway between New Canaan and New Haven, my favorite radio station cut out. The phone call was about 5 minutes, and what I said was this. I have an invention. Satellite radio. I want to be able to have a satellite broadcast that station, and no matter where I am, whether I'm driving to New Haven or I'm in Tokyo, Japan, I could listen to that station. Why does it get cut off right there? This is what I said to him. This is the response. Again, negativity that pushes you away from your intuition. You can never do that. The FCC will never allow you to have satellite because of different regions. And whatever was said, it made me realize, oh, it can't be done. I should have just said, okay, thanks for that input. Let me go and ask somebody else. Because now, 2020, 24 years later, Elon Musk is launching a satellite internet service. 180 low Earth orbit satellites owned by SpaceX. Elon Musk plans to use Starlink to bring broadband internet to the most remote areas on the planet. That was number 2. In the same breath, I said, my other invention is satellite internet. I said, why do I have to sit by someone's house in order to get their signal? Again, this is like 96. You needed to be near someone's 24K modem or whatever it was. What was it back then? It was something crazy. I said, satellite internet. I want to be in the middle of Nebraska and I could just get perfect internet signal. Same thing. I don't think he had anything to say about that one, but I never did anything with either of those thoughts. They were just thoughts. Guys, when you have an idea that impactful, that can change existence as we know it, you don't just stop when someone says, no, the FCC. You figure out what the next step is. I should have researched. When I came out with the drone in 2013, I had this idea to start a drone company nationwide. It's going to be like the McDonald's of drones. That I'm the company, but anywhere in the country, you can hire one of my operators to provide drone services for you. Never did anything with that either, guys. You've got to act. You got to get up and go. So when I sit here 382 days in and I meet new people and they say, what? You've been doing this for 382 days? Why? What is your reasoning? Well, because I have something in my mind. I have a goal. I have a finish line that I see, and I'm not stopping until I get there. And in fact, once I get there, that's when I really begin my true mission. We need more eyes in order for my true mission to begin. But for now, we are connecting. It's about us. And if you could find a little extra light today than you had before you turned this program on, then I've done my job. If you feel any better than you did before you tuned in, I've done my job. And if I make you think at all, I think I've done my job. I feel like we're just like childish. I feel like everybody's very childish with the way they respond these days. And I know it's because of the immediacy of the phone. I want, I get, I need. My wife calls it the caveman syndrome. Ooh, I want, I get. We used to be a little bit more cautious. I guess when things become easy, you throw caution out the window. Well, let me do some research. No, not anymore. I just push this button and I have it. I just push this button and it shows up at my house in 3 days. It's gotten awful easy to make stupid decisions. Think about that. All you have to do is push a button and you made a horrible decision. And now you have to go through all of this to try to figure out how to return something, or you have to try to not push that button and walk away for a few minutes and make sure you want to push that button. But anyway, Elon Musk, he's coming out with a satellite internet. And this guy had that idea and never did anything with it. 1997. Look, he's also Elon Musk, but he also started like I did. He started in a car fixing his own repairs. He didn't have satellites. He didn't have spaceships. He built it. He started from scratch, and he kept clawing until he created something that now the entire world has to just be like, what? Everything the guy does is amazing. I'm going to read you this story. It's going to blow your mind. There's another Elon Musk story. I'm really impressed with this man. Where is it? All right, here we go. Elon Musk shares details about SpaceX's Starship, including estimated 20 to 30-year service life. Now, this is going to blow your mind, guys. Elon Musk appears to be pretty focused on Starship right now, sharing photos of the work being done on the orbital Starship prototype designed SN1. It's currently under construction at SpaceX Boca Chica, Texas facility. The CEO answered a volley of questions over Twitter on Thursday evening, providing more details about Starship and how it will eventually need to work in order to achieve Musk's goal of making humans an interplanetary species with a colony on Mars. I love this guy. Are you kidding me? Oh, Michael, my buddy's on. So, okay, I'm just going to stop for 1 second and say this. Elon Musk wants us to have a colony on Mars. Interplanetary species with a colony on Mars. It's happening. 2020. We are finally in the future, guys. Check this out. He discussed some of this before, but Musk reiterated that Starship will need to operate on a brisk schedule, ferrying many megatons per year of cargo to the Red Planet in order to establish and maintain a human presence there. Musk said that the spacecraft is designed with a plan of flying there on an average of 3 flights per day, each carrying over 100 tons per flight, for a total of over 1,000 flights per year per vehicle. Per vehicle. And he wants to have 100 starships. No, 1,000 total. Let's do the math on this. 1,000 starships total with 1,000 flights per year. Anybody want to do the math on that? That's like 100,000 visits, isn't it? Phil, do the math for me. What's 1,000 times 1,000? I think it's 100,000. I'm not able to do it quickly in my head, but I think it's 100,000. So they would drop off a ridiculous amount of materials there and start building a base on Mars. So let's see. Musk clarified in response to another question that the way this will work will be getting the Mars fleet into a staging orbit above Earth. where they can be refueled in space prior to their synchronized departure. It's like genius stuff coming at us right now, guys. Oh, Phil doesn't do pro bono math. We're going to have to throw him a few dollars. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is going to be crazy. Approximately 1,000 ships will depart over a course of 30 days for their Mars transit. While Starship will require an in-orbit refuel to make trip to the Mars leaving from Earth, it will not need it on the way back. So I didn't realize this. Musk's goal is to ultimately send 1 million people to Mars by 2050. Something Musk also confirmed in another replay to a Twitter use. Guys, that's insane. 1 million people on Mars by 2050? Woo! I started thinking about it, like, would you go? Would you go to Mars? If Elon Musk was like, I'll let you go. I'll let you get on and you can take a trip to Mars. I have to listen to him a few times, but I think he talks a little like that. He's very, very animatronic the way he talks. I believe that Elon Musk talks like this a little bit. I'm going to work on it, and I'll come back and I'll get a picture of Elon Musk and put him on the screen. We'll do an impression of him tomorrow. So check this out. What's going to be very interesting about this is SpaceX redevelopment. It's going to be reusing, same thing. I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw 2 spaceships come down from space and land themselves. This was on yesterday on Yahoo. Somebody filmed this. And I'm saying, it's ridiculous. It's coming down really fast. And all of a sudden it like does reverse boosters and then just slowly lands on planet Earth. That's Elon Musk who created that, who figured that out. Not NASA. Not the people that landed on the Mars, on the moon. Elon Musk. This guy's a genius. Serious genius. So he had something else here that I wanted to share just in case anybody wants to get on that flight. He said something about how he's going to even have... Oh, where was it? They're working on a prototype. There was something in here where he said, like, there's going to be loans where people who can't afford to go to Mars can go to Mars. Like, there'll be tons of jobs there. So you start thinking, like, look, if you want to go out there and get a job on Mars, it may be possible. You got no job here on planet Earth? You may have an opportunity on Mars just waiting for you. All you got to do is take a 2-year flight. Is it 2 or 4 years? Anybody know? So here's one for you guys. This is another one. Did we find this? Ooh, I may have lost it. I'll tell you guys about this, though. So basically, right now, there is a truck that's being released in Lordstown, Ohio. And it's an electric vehicle. And it's going to give Tesla a run for its money. Now, unfortunately, I lost the story, I think, because it was here. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Lordstown. See if that worked. Yeah, here we go. Lordstown claims it's going to be Tesla to the market with an all-electric pickup and a $52,500 price tag. Now, this thing looks pretty awesome. Did you guys see this thing? It looks like an F-150, but with like some serious like carbon fiber addition on the front. So let's read this and see what it says. Lordstown Motors, the company who is acquiring GM's Lordstown factory, claims it is going to beat Tesla to market with an all-electric pickup. They opened reservations the same day Tesla is unveiling its own pickup truck, and they unveiled images as well. Lordstown Motors is affiliated with Workhorse, which has been working on its own plug-in hybrid pickup truck. The former plans to use EV technologies from the latter in order to build its own electric pickup truck, which we've now learned will be all electric. The company unveiled some details about the truck today, called it the 2021 Lordstown Endurance. And it's already started to take reservations, so if you guys are interested, I think all you have to do is put down like $100. It's a pretty cool looking truck, and I just wanted to share that. Oh my goodness. Phil's brother-in-law took his electric Tesla to the car wash, and he got electrocuted. Did he really, or is that just a good joke? So anyway, if you guys are looking for an all-electric vehicle, it's an option. It's called the Lordstown Endurance. So I got one more story for you guys, and this is something that kind of touches my heart here and also gets me a little nervous because of the way our country's looking, especially the homeless situation. If you guys have seen this, wealthy CEOs complain about feeling unsafe because of homeless people in San Francisco. A major healthcare conference in San Francisco this week has sparked a debate about the California city's homeless crisis as wealthy executives and investors complain of feeling unsafe. The city rakes in $51 million a year from annual JP Morgan healthcare conference, despite growing concerns about the city's homeless population among the hold on a second. Wow. So the city rakes in $51 million from this conference that they do there every year. That's insane. They pay $51 million to the state, to the city. So anyway, they say they're growing concerns about the city's homeless population among attendees of the healthcare industry's leading conference. The nearly 10,000 attendees have regularly criticized San Francisco's homeless crisis, with one CEO describing it to the news outlet as the Bill Clinton of cities. Wow. San Francisco has squandered its place in the sun, said John Price, CEO of the genetic engineering company GrefX. San Francisco is the Bill Clinton of cities. It's squandered itself with its flaws. I don't even know what that means, guys. You do the math. Phil's not doing it pro bono, though, just so you know. Céline Cornaz, CEO of Massive Bio, also told Bloomberg she has felt increasingly unsafe in San Francisco while attending the conference over the years. I've been coming to JP Morgan for 5 years, and the homeless situation, I got to do a voice for this lady because she's just complaining. All right, let's do a voice for her because she's a complainer. I've been coming to JP Morgan for 5 years, and homeless situation has gotten much worse. I feel so unsafe walking around at night, especially as a young woman. So that's just her impression. Sorry, guys. I hope that's not offensive. Oracle Corporation, which hosts a premier industry event called Open World Conference annually in San Francisco, announced it would relocate this year's event to Las Vegas, citing street conditions and hotel pricing. My dream would be that they'd see this as an opportunity to reflect on the humanity of others, Kelly Cutler, an organizer with the Coalition of Homelessness, told the news outlet. She added, I feel like it's misused. No, I got to do a better voice for her because she's being sweet. I feel it's a missed opportunity when people are just seeing the homeless as a nuisance and trash and seeing the solution as just sweeping them away. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, told Fox Business in an interview on Tuesday that while the financial institution would become deeply involved in San Francisco, complaints from attendees were not quite that bad. He said those attending the event know they were going where they were going, planned for it the same time of the year every year, and while acknowledging the city has faced an increasing issue of homelessness. So basically, these stories are getting silly. Despite city officials launching new efforts to tackle the problem of homelessness, the major initiatives is spending over $300 million in its efforts. San Francisco has housed 27,000 homeless people throughout the past 15 years. 27,000 over the last 15 years. Phil, math. 365 days in a year. Divide that by 27,000, and what do we got? That's an average of what? I'm going to do the math quickly in my head. It's an average of 9 people a year. No, I'm just kidding. What is that? Let's see. 27,000, 365 divided by 27,000. So there's an 8 in there. There's an 8. There's something with an 8. There's about 80 a year. Am I right? Who did the math? Someone's going to tell me it's about 83 a year. I wish I had a calculator here. God almighty. That's the one thing I don't have in the studio is a calculator. I have one on my phone, but then if I go there, then Instagram doesn't get the show. So I'm saying it's 83. 83 people a year have been housed over the last 15 years. What's 15 times 83? I don't know. Now I'm really messing myself math-wise. I don't know, guys. Anyway, this is a problem. The homelessness, it's reported an increase in the recent years in San Francisco, though it remains lower than record levels recorded in the early 2000s. Meanwhile, the city's overall population has reportedly increased by more than 100,000 people in the last 15 years. Now, this is probably one of the hottest real estate markets in the country as well. It's kind of a weird thing that you have one of the highest homelessness rates, and then you also have the highest like per property, I think it's the value is like through the roof. People are paying like out of the nose to get into San Francisco. So I don't know what we do, guys. How do we, first of all, if you are a bunch of CEOs, why don't you collect your money and do something? Why don't you give back? Why don't you find a way to help instead of complaining? That's what I want to know. Because when I see people out there like the Warren Buffetts of the world giving and trying to make a difference, and Bill Gates. Now look, you're not Bill Gates, I get that. But if you have a problem with it, why don't you donate? Why don't you find a way to give back? It's affecting you. It doesn't affect me here in my studio on the East Coast. All right, but if you're there and it's a problem, donate. Do something to try to make a difference. That's why I had that voice for that lady who's complaining. You know, look, people complain like constantly. Nobody wants to do anything. Stop complaining and start acting. Start helping. Get like one chance to do something. No, I'm going to complain about it instead. It's crazy. Let's see who's on. Phil, you make me laugh, buddy. Let's see who's on over here. I don't speak German. I'm sorry, my friend. I can tell you my wife speaks German. My mother-in-law is from Nuremberg. So she speaks obviously fluent German. I do know how to say, and I'll say just because I appreciate you, ich liebe dich and Dankeschön. I think that's all I know how to say. Yeah. That's it. I love you and thank you. Those are the two things I know how to say in German. Those are the two most important things to say in German. I love you and thank you. And I do wish, that's the one thing I'm going to bring up. I wish I had learned Portuguese. Like my parents are both Portuguese. And when we were kids, they would use that against us. So like when there was something they didn't want us to know about, or if my brother did something wrong and they wanted to have a conversation about it and they didn't want me and my other brother to hear about it, the Portuguese would come out. But they never spoke it enough for us to pick it up, you know? And I think the long story behind that is when my father moved here from Portugal when he was 7, my grandfather made it clear that they're in America, they're going to speak English. You're here in this country, you're going to speak the language of this country, you're going to learn how to thrive. So even though they all spoke Portuguese, my cousins speak Portuguese, my brothers and I don't. Now, when my father's a builder, and before I got into real estate, while I was traveling the road as an MTV music artist, I would come back and I would work with my father. I would build homes, renovate homes with my dad. And all of his workers were Brazilian. And the funny story would be, my father left Portugal when he was 6 or 7 years old, so he has the education of a 7-year-old, a Portuguese education of a 7-year-old. He used to joke about this. He's like, I left when I was 7. He's like, I come here to America and all I know is what I learned about Portuguese up until 7 years old. Then I come to America. My father's like, you're here in America. Now you're American. You're going to speak the language. You're going to learn the language. And so we never had the benefit of learning Portuguese. But when I did work for my dad, I wound up picking up a lot because his workers were all Brazilian. But the Brazilian Portuguese is different from Portuguese. So they used to say like my dad's like he's got this weird like Brazilian Portuguese thing where he's like says half of it like Brazilian Portuguese, the other half like Portuguese. And so he's got like this mix of Portuguese dialect going within him, just like different parts of the world. And I picked up some, but just not enough to get along. I mean, I can understand words when people are talking, but not enough to understand what they're truly saying. And, it's gotten pretty interesting with the translation technologies that we have access to. Like Google, you can go on Google and type anything in and translate it to any language. And I'm sure we have other apps that you could have it done in real time. So I'm speaking to you and it's saying it back to you in real time. I'm sure. I mean, if they're not yet, I just created something that they should make. But in general, we've become lazy. You don't need to learn the language anymore. I have a translator. Like Portuguese, I don't know if I'm ever going to go to Portugal again. I went there when I was 18 years old. I don't know if I'll ever go back. It was one interesting trip in my life that I took to Europe. I haven't been there since. When I was younger, I remember one of my goals was to see the world. I wanted to see it all. I wanted to go to New Zealand, Australia, China, Russia, Scotland. I wanted to see it all. And it was more to just see the beautiful landscape and what has been created in time. And I don't think anybody realizes when you're stuck in one location, that becomes your existence. And unless you break out of that, you don't even realize there is anything else. And there's such beautiful architecture and just countryside and plants, flowers, water, and stuff that I'll never experience. Maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't to this point. To this point, I have that one Portuguese trip, the one trip to Portugal, and most of my travels were here in the U.S., and I think it would be nice to do a little bit more traveling, but honestly, I wouldn't do it now. I would not go anywhere right now in Europe. I'm just very nervous to be on a plane. I would not do it. Darlin, what's up, my friend? Yes, Darlin, we're talking about your language, buddy. My friend Darlin is down in Brazil right now, and we still have to have a conversation. We're going to get on the phone. It's funny because Darlin actually works with, he's like in politics there. And I'd be like, that's the one thing I stay away from on this show, because people have no ability to hear an opinion. People have no ability to just say, okay, those are his thoughts and mine are different. So I wish we were a little different, but that's just the way we are. Again, I got to stop thinking that way. This show started because of what happened out there. This show started because of the politics. And because I don't talk about it, it began. I just can't stand it anymore. I had to shut it all off. Bridgeport, you are so funny. Hey, love, what's it, Laura? Laura over on Twitch. What's up, buddy? Does your dad pay minimum wage? My dad, I haven't worked for my dad in like 13 years. I was not like an employee where, I'm sitting there like I wasn't on site framing, you know what I mean? Like he had carpenters and then he had foremen essentially. My brother and myself, we were foremen, but his employees were definitely not getting minimum wage. They were all paid very well. Like I couldn't believe how much some of these carpenters make to just do basic carpentry, but that's the way it is. I think in Connecticut, most carpenters get paid well. So minimum wage, absolutely not. I think if anything, if that was the case, they would probably be dominating the construction industry if they were able to pay people minimum wage. But when you are a quality builder, you need to hire quality help. You need to have quality carpenters, and you need to pay up for that. So I would say I haven't worked for my father in years, but his work is impeccable. They have such phenomenal carpenters, and they have to pay for that. So if you have visions of being a carpenter, there are grades. There are levels of trade, skill, and ability. And if you want to start figuring out where you stand, start working with someone now and grow. The more you learn, the more you can get paid. That's what I would say. And some of my father's carpenters were very well informed. They could do basically anything, and that's why they got paid big money. And if you make yourself invaluable, people will pay you. People will want you. Something to keep in mind. So anyway, it's Friday. It's day 382 in a row. It's Real Talk. Should we get some music on? What are you thinking over here? I got a BeatSeat sitting over there. I think that thing needs some playing. You guys up for it? I'm up for it. I'm rolling on it. Let's make it happen. Magic. It's coming. I'm making some magic happen. I got to bring the guitar down a touch, though, because yesterday was too hot. There we go. Oh no, this is gonna crackle. Sorry guys. It's gonna make noise. Did it? I don't know if it made a lot of noise or not. Check. So this is the BeatSeat. The BeatSeat is the drum you play with your hands and feet. So that's what we do with the BeatSeat. Now, check this out. I am in the studio/office right now, and I'm not alone. I got people in the front. They're trying to do work, so I'm not going to be able to go crazy for you guys today. I'm going to have to play you something really mellow, okay? Something relaxing. Maybe a little instrumental or something. What do you think? Something to just keep the vibe going? Just sat out all night in here, so... way off now. All right, we're good. I said that, and then I'm going to start playing this. This is like the craziest tune. There's like belting in it and everything. But it's a hot tune if I could play it for you. I just don't think I could do it today here. I'll have to do this one this weekend. Remind me to play I'm Gone, okay? Someone shoot me a DM right now. Just type Mark. You could even email me, mark@markpyersrealtalk.com, and just write the words I'm Gone and push send, okay? Just remind me, because this song is hot. Speed of light, I spread my wings as I fly. I'm on my own. We're gonna do that one for you guys, but not today. Let's give us something here for you. Sit along the doorway. Does it all slow down? It's a sense of sour and it's a regal warm embrace. We all fall from grace. Somehow you're different when you least expect it. Sometimes you need a change of pace. Let it all slow down. Hey, let it all slow down. Let it all slow down. From the top of the world, I'm looking down. Standing on the ground, staring up at the bright lights. From the top of the world, I'm looking down. We all slow down. Walk to the beat of a different drum. No one can stop what I've begun. I won't be a fake, I won't cut and run. No one can stop what I've begun. Somehow you're different when you least expect it. Sometimes you need a change of pace. Let it all slow down. Somehow you're different when you least expect it. Let it all slow down. Let it all slow down. All slow down. From the top of the world I'm looking down. Lonely standing on the ground, staring up at the bright lights. From the top of the world I'm looking down. Let all slow down. Hey, all slow down. We all slow down. Somehow you're different when you least expect it. Sometimes you need a change of pace. Oh, slow down. We all slow down. Sometimes you're different when you least expect it. You can listen to that song anytime on my website, BeatSeat.rocks. You could also listen to it on Spotify. That's on my last album, Something to Live For. You hear that song, Something to Live For, every single day when I start the show. It goes like this. I was walking down the road today, looking for another way, ease my mind and help my living. I look into the windows of the passing cars as I smile and roll on by. No offense, that's just me living. There's something to live for. You guys know that. So anyway, I wasn't gonna sing one for you, but we had to get into it a little bit. Hopefully my new friend from over on Twitch stuck around to hear that. I'm gonna play you one more quick tune because I'm anticipating not doing a show tonight so I could build beat seats. But let's see, you just never know. Play a really mellow tune right now. When I was 19, a friend of mine passed away. And he wasn't a very close friend, but he was someone that I knew well and I very much looked up to. He was younger than me, but I looked up to him because he was an amazing athlete, extremely impressive wrestler, and a sweet kid. And he was a friend of mine through a friend. And I only hung out with him maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. But the impact he had on my life when he was no longer here was pretty large just when I started thinking about what he was leaving behind. The opportunity that he left behind when he left this planet. And I wrote this song. It's called The Last Song. And I actually sang it at his eulogy, I believe. At the end or afterwards, they had like a get together. I remember playing it for everybody. And it kind of went on the shelves beyond that. I've played it a handful of times since. I played it at my grandmother's funeral. Changed the words to fit her. But this is called The Last Song for my friend Brian. found out today that my friend has passed away, leaving life at such an early age. I tremble at reality, overwhelmed with how fast we all fall, much faster than we can stand. The gates open up for my friend, yes, as he smiles wide, yeah. And I know that I feel you here tonight. Much rather live tomorrow than die tonight, patiently. But down bow my head as I pray for that peaceful soul, unleashed from this earthly plane as we sing his news to the world. Destination, it sees its own way through the afflictions we feel inside, destroying the things that we've built before they've had a chance to grow. Oh, and I know that I feel you here tonight. Much rather live tomorrow than die tonight. And I know that I feel you here tonight. Much rather live tomorrow than die tonight. Legion of angels traveling by his side. And don't worry, he says, is okay. You'll see me again. It's from my buddy Brian. My man Taj. So anyway, I had to play that one on the way out just as a remembrance of my friend Brian. Great kid. And we lost him. Phil gave me a play I'm Gone here, so later on I could do that for you guys. You'll know all about it. Oh no! Oh, really? Oh my goodness. This beautiful thing just fell. That's not good, guys. How many times am I going to let this thing fall before I figure out how to put it on a stand correctly? And then it made some... You hear that? Way out of tune now. Anyway, let me put this down properly. Stay. Don't fall. Don't fall down, Mr. Guitar. All right, guys. So listen, I've been here with you for 54 minutes. All right. We're probably calling it a quit here. Hey, my bad. Brad, what's up, buddy? Brad, I hope you didn't miss too much of the show. Please head over to YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell over there because I'm filming the screen and it's terrible. I'm sorry. The audio's terrible. The video's I mean, you can even see me in the back. You see that? Look, hey, that's my face back here behind the picture. But, guys, 382 days. It's in the books, all right? I'm getting ready for tomorrow evening. SNL. Not S&M, Phil. SNL. Saturday Night Live on the BeatSeat. We're going to get more of this going, so you just have to give me some songs. You just shoot me songs you want to listen to. Oh, thanks, Brad. You rock, brother. I really appreciate you, man. I don't know if, it's funny. Not everybody's on YouTube, but I feel like that is the better platform for the show now because everything is there like on menu form. It's great. When you go onto a YouTube page, you could see every show. Like, it's nice. It's not like that on Facebook or on Instagram. You see 333, but it's a lot of little clips. This is full hour plus shows just lined up one by one. And so I'm loving that we're growing on YouTube. I want to try to blow that out this year. So as many people you can get this to head over to join the program, I'm down. And remember, guys, this is the weekend coming up. You have tomorrow and Sunday to go out and get something done. For me as a real estate agent, those are two really, really action-packed days. I'm hoping I've got a lot going on. If you are looking to buy or sell in Connecticut or New York, shoot me a note. I am very, very much interested to bring the Real Talk program to you. We'll be doing Real Talk from your house. That is something that I offer my selling clients. I will set up Real Talk and do it once a month from your house. And we'll walk the camera around. We'll get people we'll talk about the property. I'll bring them through the house on Real Talk. This program is not just for coming here and expressing emotions on a daily basis. It's also to show my properties, get you guys through to see some of these properties, and maybe it gets someone online saying, ooh, that's nice. Maybe I'll go and check it out. Let me give this guy Mark a call. Or maybe I don't like that house, but I do want to buy a house. Let me give that guy Mark a call. It's like today I had it again. My wife's like, hey, did you hear so-and-so is buying a house? I'm like, what? Like, yeah, isn't that your friend? I'm like, yeah. And they know you're a realtor, right? I'm like, I think so. Actually, I know they do because I saw them like a couple of years ago on the street. And they were like, oh, if I knew you were a realtor, I would have thought of you. And then now they're buying a house. They didn't even think of calling me. Like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. In a business where there's no loyalty, where even your friends don't even think about you when the time does come when they buy, that's what you got to keep it in mind. People will only think about you when they need you. And if they don't need you, if they see a guy at the bottom of Zillow, they're calling him. They just don't care. They don't realize. The other day, Jeff didn't realize I don't get paid until I sell something. So I'm working for people forever until they buy something. So people who know they want to buy something and know how I work, let's go do a deal. You know what I'm saying? This is the program. I mean, seriously, it's like I joke about this. Real estate agents give out a card. I may have one here somewhere. Like, here's a good example. This lady right here. She left this card at my listing, all right? Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm glad you left my card. Who is Jennifer? I'm not sure, but I see her face on the card. So that means I must trust her because I see her face on the card. Yeah, she's got a face. Real estate agents have been hiding behind a face on a card for the last 30 years. They've been hiding behind what they did last year for the last 10 years. And now we're year 2020, where if someone wants to figure out the agent that they're working with, tune in. That's what I say. I don't give you my card and say, you have to wonder who the guy is. No, just tune in. I'm live every single day for the rest of my life. Very, very simple. Very simple. You want to hear how I work? You want to hear how my mind works? How my creativity works? Tune in. You want to hear how I deal with real estate transactions and with situations that come at me in real time? Tune in. And when you are ready to buy something or to sell something, don't just tune in. Reach out to me. Just say, hey, look, don't ever mutter these words. I hope you're not too busy. I didn't want to bother you, Mark. Excuse me, this is what I do. I want to help you buy or sell real estate. That's what I do. It's not an inconvenience. It's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to be inconvenienced, if that's what you think it is. I want to be inconvenienced by you guys. Guys, 5 seconds here on Insta. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk. Head over to YouTube, subscribe, and hit the bells because it's still going for another little bit here. See, that was the end right there. I had to finalize it with a little micro machines talk there. You guys remember the micro machines guy? He was awesome. I don't think anybody could talk that fast. The micro machines guy was unbelievable. I'm going to try real quick now that we get it. Starlink is a mega... No, I can't do it. I'm trying to read this Elon Musk thing here extremely fast. Let's see how fast I can read it. Starlink is a mega... I can't. Mega constellation is like there's like 6 syllables there. Constellation is 4, whatever. Constellation. Yeah. But if we could take some easy... Let me see. Is there an easy script somewhere I can get into? Photography conscious. No, I can't. My mouth doesn't work that quickly, guys. I'm doing the old Chinese films. I see you found me on the corner. Do you really want to fight me? We should do one of those foreign films. I see you, my uncle. Are you going to take me downstairs and fight? What is going on, Phil? I'm out of my mind. Anyway, it looks like we actually are live here now, which is good. Let's see. Yeah, we're good over here. Anyway, guys, I think the show's over. It's over. It's Friday. I got to get myself going. I'm probably not playing tonight. I got to build some BeatSeats out for you. It may shock you and come on, but probably not. I will see you tomorrow, though. Don't worry about that. You can be sure of it. Let me just check real quick and make sure we've been live this whole time. I'm sure we have. And, of course, it's not working now. And tomorrow, again, shoot me your DMs. What are you looking to hear on the BeatSeat tomorrow night? Because I will play anything for you, okay? Literally. As long as I get the note. You have to give me a heads up prior. So, all right, I'm getting a phone call here, guys. At some point, I'm going to start bringing phone calls into the show, okay? But for now, I will see you guys tomorrow on the next Real Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, subscribe and ding the bell. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk. It's Mark Myers.